Black and Blue Podcast.
What is happening? What is going on, Panther Nation? It's your boy, Big Q. Represent TeamBoydTV, and this is the critically acclaimed Black and Blue Podcast presented by TeamBoydTV. Hey, listen, we're doing a little something special this evening because we're celebrating this evening. So, for all you guys who are watching me live on the YouTube, man, it's all good. You can leave comments in the comment section on the YouTube video if you want to. If you want to get your face and your tweets shown live up in that box right there, the box up there, go ahead and send your tweets in to @TeamBoydTV. Use the hashtag TeamBoydTV Live. Also, this evening is going to be a little bit special because we are also being joined live by the good folks over there on Meerkat on Twitter. Give a shout out to the guys that's watching on Meerkat. Hey, listen, I know y'all ain't never really seen the Black and Blue podcast like this before, but I'm just trying some new stuff, man. I'm just trying to see what's popping. I'm just trying to see what's good. Listen, like always, it is always good to be with my Panther brethren, and I'm so glad that you guys can join me for this historic occasion. This is a historic occasion. I think this for the first time, and since, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but the first time since Jake Delhomme that we seen our quarterback get extended, right? I'm trying to think off the top of my head, is one get extended before that? I'm not quite sure. Did Kerry Collins get extended? I don't think so. Definitely not. No, I'm pretty sure it was just Jake Delhomme and Cam Newton. I'm pretty sure. But we're going to be talking about that today. Also, for the guys who follow me on Twitter, who will follow me on social media, who follow me on Twitter, Google+, things like that right there, y'all know that I've been swatting away these haters, man. They've been talking big junk about my boy Cam. We're going to break all that down. We're going to get into all that. First, I want to give a big shout out to all my Panther brethren, all of them. You guys have been like, I love to see how we band together, you know what I'm saying, to combat all these haters, man, who've been coming at our boy Cam like this. On Twitter, man, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Google+, man, y'all been getting it in, and I want to say thank you to all y'all, but look, man, I know I can't kind of, just gloss over the fact that some of y'all supposed Carolina Panthers fans, y'all on some nonsense right about now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all on some nonsense right about now. A lot of y'all ain't really feeling or you are kind of, express your dislike or your disdain for the move that our illustrious general manager, Dave Gettleman, made by extending our quarterback, the people's champion, Ace Boogie himself, to a 5-year, $103.8 million contract. That's what we're going to be discussing here this evening, and that kind of thing. I'll give a shout out to my boys over at Carolina Cat Chronicles. My boy Joey Riolano, my boy the other one, Anthony Dunn, and his homeboys, Jason Opal. I want to give a shout out to my homeboys holding it down on the TTC side of things. I want to give a shout out to my man, Main Attraction, Montana. I want to give a shout out to my boy, The Voice, the big homie, The Voice 25, the big homie, T-Money 1993. All my Panther fans, y'all listen, I got, love from the ladies, Carolina Abby been holding it down. That's one Carolina, Panther lady chick that you look, y'all better watch yourself. Y'all don't want to mess with her like that. I'm just being straight up with you, right? Hey, listen, so a couple other things I want to get into before we get into the show. Again, I want to shout out to the people on Meerkat. You guys rock. There's a couple of y'all over there. Listen, y'all can, if you tweet the tweet right there inside of Meerkat, it will show up on the stream. So you go ahead and do that. Go ahead and hit your likes and your retweets and all that cool stuff. I definitely appreciate all that love, right? We also showing the tweets live on the stream. So if you guys doing that. The other thing is, the people who are watching it on YouTube, if you click on the little button up in the top right-hand corner of your page, right, you will see there's a little button up there, man. That's for all the cool things that we do here on TeamBoydTV. If you guys like what we do with the Black and Blue podcast, with TeamBoydTV Live, TeamBoydTV Game Time, the Shield podcast, all the stuff that we do, you guys can help show your support. There's 2 ways you can do it up there. There is a link to the YouTube fan funding. You just click it. You won't even leave the video. You can drop $1, $5, however many dollars you want to in there just to help you boys out so we can keep on bringing this show to you guys the way we do. Also, there's a link in there for our Patreon, which I also have a link on the stream right there. TeamBoydTV, what is it? Patreon patreon.com/TeamBoydTV. You can go over there and pretty much do the same thing. Also, you guys can like. And people who are not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And, if you guys are watching again on Meerkat, there's a couple of y'all over there on Meerkat, go ahead and like and retweet the stream so all your fellow Carolina Panthers people can see what we're doing over here on the Black and Blue podcast. Now, like I was stating earlier, right, there is a whole lot of chatter. And, well, you know what? Let's take a step back for a minute. The other day, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday, as a matter of fact. I think it was yesterday. Our boy, Cam Newton, signed an extension, 5-year extension for $103.8 million that runs through 2020, which retains him for the next 5 years, which is good for Carolina Panthers fans everywhere, right? We appreciate that kind of stuff. We like our man Cam. He's going to be with us for the long haul, look like, So that's a good thing. But it also spurned a whole bunch of haterade coming up out of the rest of the NFL fan base, man. Like, a lot of people are saying a whole lot of different things. Some people expressing their dislike for this. Us, you know what I mean? We enjoying this because our man stays right here in the Queen City, right here in Boogieville, right? So listen, let's get right into the meat and potatoes of this whole entire situation, right? Yes, Cam gonna be extended. That means, NFC South, y'all got to deal with him for another 5 years. That also means for the rest of the NFL, if the Carolina Panthers are on your schedule, yes, you got to do your homework. Yes, you got to do some extra game planning. Yes, you got to go and have a sleepless nights worrying about what Cam Newton gonna do to your team on game day. So that's what one of the things that I wanted to kind of address, and I'm gonna sprinkle it in here a little bit, at a time and whatnot. So listen, what does this mean for our franchise? What does this mean for the Carolina Panthers, right? There's a couple different things. I'm gonna check the comment section real quick just to make sure I ain't missing nothing. Okay, cool. What does it mean for Carolina Panthers? It means a couple different things, right? It means that we have, did the right thing. We locked up our boy for another 5 years, right? Which is a good thing. Like, I don't know, I know a lot of Panther fans are watching this, but I'm just saying, I know people who are not Panthers fans who may watch this, y'all got to understand, over the last 4 years or so, this team has been on the uptick. I know what y'all going to say. Oh, yeah, y'all had that miraculous 12-4 season, and then what did y'all do the season after that? Listen, wins and losses aside, look at what's been happening with the team. The team has been building. The team has been showing growth. The team has been getting better and better this whole entire time, and so has our quarterback. Our quarterback has been really, really evolving and becoming, fantastic, quarterback. Now, here's the thing, and I'm going to say this early, right? And then I'm going to revisit this later. But, what I need a lot of people to understand is this. Whoever you may be, we can use Jameis Winston, as an example. We can use Eli Manning as an example. I'm trying to think of who else I can think of who was drafted number 1. That's actually really doing some things. I can't, off the top of my head, I can't really think. But when you are drafted number 1 overall, it's 2 things you need to understand. 2 things. Number 1, you are being drafted by the absolute worst team in the NFL. I'm going to let that sink in for a second because I don't know if y'all understanding what I'm saying, and I don't know if y'all feel exactly where I'm coming from. But let me say it one more time just so I can make it very, very clear to these people who understand what's happening. If you are drafted number 1 overall, I'm talking to you, Tampa, and all you Tampa Bay fans, I'm talking to y'all, right? If you are drafted number 1 overall, that means that you are being drafted by the absolute worst team in the NFL. Everybody follow me, right? So with that being said, how long do you think it takes to build a team? If your team sucked that bad, that you got the number 1 overall draft pick, right? If your team is in that bad of position, think Houston and think, who had the number 1 pick before them? I can't remember. Was it Tennessee? Was it Jacksonville? I don't know who it was. But think about these teams over the last 3 or 4 years who have had the number 1 overall draft pick. How long do you think it's going to take this team to go from having the number 1 overall draft pick to being a playoff contender, or dare we say Super Bowl contenders? I'm going to give y'all a second to talk about that. I'm just saying, just think about that for a second. How long do you think it takes for a team who has the number 1 overall draft pick to become a playoff contending team, or, like I said, a Super Bowl contending team? It takes a minute. It takes about 4 or 5 years. And, I'm going to say it. We're at that point. We are there. Cam has been growing. Cam done been through everything that you could possibly think of that a young quarterback could possibly go through. All the growing pains that came to him one after another. This dude is ready. He is poised. He is primed. He just got paid. He is fully motivated, right? What else does this mean to our team, right? Let's take a look. Let's see. So off the top of my head, I'm saying instead of breaking up our team, like some teams are doing, like I look at people like the Seattle Seahawks who are just like slowly just peeling off layers of what made them great. The season before last, they let some people go. This season, they let some people go. You know what I mean? So like slowly but surely peeling away layers, like the New Orleans Saints, right? They're slowly peeling away things that made them great. I don't see Carolina doing that. Right? And this move, signing Cam Newton to this deal, further solidifies that fact that we are not trying to peel away what make us great. We are building on what's already great about our team, right? We know we got crazy defense. We know, our quarterback is super dynamic. Let's just give him some weapons. Let's give him some toys to play with. Let's get our running game stout again like it's supposed to be. Let's get healthy, right? So instead of breaking our team apart, we're building. We've been drafting phenomenally over the last 4 or 5 years, and I'm just saying the only thing that's kind of questionable is this year's draft. We just have to see how these guys pan out. We don't know what's going to happen with Shaq Thompson. We don't know what's going to happen with Devin Funchess. We don't know. But if we look back at the star little Taylor, Star and Cam and Luke and all, I'm just saying we've been drafting really, 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 really well. And if we keep doing that, I'm saying before you know it, we will be where we need to be. What else does this mean for our team, right? It also means that we don't have to go through the quarterback recycling program, i.e. a Minnesota Vikings, Jacksonville Jaguars, Oakland Raiders, Houston Texans. I can keep on going. These guys keep on recycling these wannabes. My brother JB, he had a serious thing he was talking about on TeamBoydTV Live all the time about these quarterbacks who bounce from team to team to team to team, trying to prove their worth. Carolina, we're a team that we don't have time for that. We have a guy who, now I know everybody talk about Cam's record and they talk about, what the team has done since drafting him, blah, 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 and they throw all these stats, 30, 31-1, and they talk about, 2 playoff appearances, 1 playoff win, so on. I know all this stuff, right? You know what I mean? Like we know all that, but what y'all glossing over is the fact that Cam has steadily been growing and learning and, adapting to the NFL. And I'm telling you, like any team that faces him, look, I know y'all don't know because y'all fans, but, teams, when they see the Panthers on their schedule, they know what time it is. I don't know if we got to go into crazy depth about that. You know what I mean? But, everybody was saying like, oh, I wouldn't pay Cam Newton $100 million odd dollars or whatever the case may be. And I'm thinking to myself like, okay, you don't pay him and watch what happens, right? Don't pay Cam and watch what happens. You know what I'm saying? So, or somebody like Tampa Bay who, we go from Josh Freeman to a bunch of, no-name dudes that brought dudes in from Chicago, now they drafting, number 1. You know what I mean? Like, so why y'all talking all that crazy stuff about not wanting to pay Cam? We ain't trying to do the whole Jimmy Clausen experiment. We ain't trying to dig up relics like, Vinny Testaverde. I think I heard my boy Pat Coltrane talk about Vinny Testaverde today. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. This was the smart thing to do. This was a very team-friendly thing to do. This was a very good team-building thing to do. This is going to propel Carolina to where they need to be. Now, right? What they saying though? Like, because I know. Y'all seen it for the last 48 hours on social media. People been saying all kind of crazy stuff. Like, it's been ridiculous, some of the things that I've seen. I have been on Google Plus, YouTube. I've been looking at people's YouTube videos. I've been, on Twitter. I've been on Facebook. I've been, like, just seeing the most ridiculous. So what I did was I picked a few things that I kept seeing repeated the most, right? And so we're going to talk. So this is what people are saying about what just went down with the Carolina Panthers and Cam Newton. First thing, they're saying Carolina grossly overpaid Cam Newton. Grossly overpaid Cam Newton. Grossly overpaid. So, so what I did was I went and did a little research. I said, okay, cool. Let me look at what the quarterback market look like right now. Let me see who just recently signed some stuff. I'm thinking about Andy Dalton. I'm thinking about Colin Kaepernick. I'm thinking about this dude, like I said on the podcast that I was on last night. I'm thinking about Ryan freaking Tannehill, right? I'm thinking about these people, who really ain't proved that. People talk about Cam's record and they talk about how he ain't won. Andy Dalton done been to the playoffs. I don't know how many times. They never won nothing. I remember watching a game last season where he posted like a 8% passer or something crazy, like 11%, something crazy like that. And y'all questioning what they doing in Carolina. The thing is, like, what up, Raven Shogun? Raven Shogun is in the building. What's happening, big homie? That's my brother JB, y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's my brother JB. But I'm just thinking, like, if you look around, this is what quarterbacks are being paid. Now, people were talking about the whole Jay Cutler, situation. Look, we not Chicago, right? Look, if Cam was Jay Cutler, I don't think Gettleman would have gave him that kind of cash. I'm just throwing it out there. Dave Gettleman seems like a pretty smart individual to me. I may be wrong. I'm just saying he ain't showed me nothing so far where I should be worried about his decision making when it comes to stuff like this. But we talking about, let's not give Cam Newton his money, but let's pay Andy Dalton. And I'm thinking, what? Why are you paying? First of all, why are you paying Andy Dalton? What has Andy Dalton done? And this even goes back to the Matt Ryan stuff, the Atlanta crap a couple years ago. What did he do? I think this dude been to the playoffs like 5 times and only won 1 game. He ain't did nothing since he got paid. You know what I mean? Ryan Tannehill, so Ryan Tannehill gets paid $70-some-odd million. Nobody bats an eyelash. It's nothing. Like, people look at it like, oh my God, Ryan Tannehill just signed $76 million with the Miami Dolphins, and nobody questioned it. Nobody said a single solitary thing. And you know what? It baffles me. I have a hard time understanding people's logic. But then again, I don't, because it is social media and people just say stupid stuff. But you justify Andy Dalton, Colin Kaepernick, and Ryan freaking Tannehill, but you got an issue with Cam Newton. You know what? I don't know what it is. I need some help with this. Like, somebody let me know, either in the comment section or on Twitter, how this logic is working. You know what I mean? It's weird to me. I don't know. I can't comprehend it. It's tough for me, and I need somebody to help me with that. If you guys can help me with that, that would be fantastic, right? What else are they saying? What else are they saying about your boy Cam Newton? They say, this is what they say. They say Cam Newton is not worth the ink that the contract was printed on. Lord have mercy. Are you serious? Now, this is what I'm going to say, right? And this is all hypothetical because we don't know for sure. Let's say, Carolina couldn't get the money together for whatever reason, by the end of the season coming up, right? Let's just say that, because I know we would never have ourselves in a situation like that. But let's just say it, just for the sake of conversation. They couldn't get the money together for Cam by the end of the season. Cam becomes a free agent, right? Now, by a show of hands or a show of likes or retweets, how many of y'all think that Cam Newton would be on the free market agent for more than 48 hours? If he ain't worth the ink that the contract was printed on, I guarantee you the second that he hit the free agent market, his phone would have been blowing up. And I don't know if I'm the only one who believe that, but I'm just saying, for him not to be worth anything, I feel like, one of the reasons why people are saying what they're saying is like, hey, we just don't want Cam playing for Carolina. We want him to come play in Houston. We want him to play, in San Diego. You know what I mean? Like, that's the the feeling I'm getting. Like, we just don't want him there because he's so good. We want him on our team. I don't get it. He ain't worth the ink he's printed on. Let him be a free agent and watch what happens. I'm just saying, like, let him become a free agent and watch what goes down, because y'all can keep that, because that's a bunch of BS right there. What else are they saying? What else are they saying about our guys? They're saying that this deal is going to hinder the Panthers' growth. Now, I just talked about how we've been drafting over the past few years, and I've been talking about, and I look at teams like Seattle, like, and I like what Seattle. I talked about how Seattle was peeling their greatness away layer by layer, but also they're also drafting really well. Nobody who's watching the stream right now can argue that Pete Carroll and his staff, they've been drafting well since Pete Carroll took over that team, and that's why they ended up in situations where they could go into the Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl, and then go and get a chance to win a Super Bowl again because they draft well. You don't see them bringing in a whole bunch of crazy free, and then I heard a lot of Panthers fans during the free agent period talking about, oh my God, everybody making moves, and Shane Vereen is going to the New York Giants, and this person is going there, and Revis is back in New York, and all these crazy moves are being made. And we sitting there like, wow, is Carolina going to do anything? Like what are we doing? Why do we need to bring in some crazy, high-priced, overrated player? When we drafting crazy, like Bené Benwickery, Trey Boston, Josh Norman. Look at these dudes who we've been bringing up. Like these are homegrown dudes that's been getting it done. I'm saying I'm getting myself worked up because this is the nonsense that I've been battling every day. You know what I'm saying? Well, for the last couple of days. I watched these young guys play last season. And, and while, in the beginning of the season, we was worrying about Greg Hardy. And, I ain't going to take that from Greg Hardy. Greg Hardy was showing up. Greg Hardy was a man. But I'm just saying, instead of like sitting back saying, oh my God, what are we going to do? We don't have Greg Hardy no more. And Frank Alexander is suspended again. And, Steve Smith is gone. And, like instead of just sitting back like this saying, oh my God, look at all this crap that's happening to our team. Man, they went out and they found the absolute best talent they could find in every nook and cranny of every place where talent was hiding. And they brought him here to Charlotte. And those guys proved in the second half of the season that they ain't to be taken lightly. Okay, yeah, they're young and, they only had a couple starts under their belts. But, man, them dudes was putting in work. You know what I mean? And, and with a few veterans and the captains on the team and stuff, this is a good thing. Like, I don't know why people are thinking that that this is going to hurt us so bad. They had a Saints fan talk to me yesterday about, Cam is he robbing the team or whatever the case, however he worded it. And I'm like, yo, dude, go run the numbers, man. Like, it's fine. Look, Dave Gettleman wouldn't have signed off on that if it didn't make sense. First and foremost, you know what I mean? Why would he do that? Why would he just break the bank? Does he look like Rex Ryan or somebody? Like, no, he wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just wouldn't do anything like that. Like, if it didn't make sense, for Cam and for the team, he wouldn't have done it. It would have been another way to approach it, and that kind of thing. So that's one thing they've been saying, right? Another thing they're saying, they're saying, why extend Cam Newton? Carolina will never win a championship with this guy. That one right there, I had to pause on that one. Because some people ain't been paying attention to what's been going on over the last couple of years, right? And you know what? I could be one of those guys that like to sit up here and spit all these stats. Oh, Cam did this, that, and the third. Who's the first, player in NFL history to have X amount of passing yards and X amount of rushing yards, in the first three. I can do all that. You know what I'm saying? I can do that, but I'm not, because we all watch the games, right? We all see what Cam does. They talk about his accuracy, this, that, and the third. Man, listen, I don't buy none of that. I don't buy none of that. This is what I believe. I believe, that if things hadn't went down the way they went down, and I ain't making first of all, like, I don't want nobody jumping on my case talking about, Q, you making excuses, or, you just saying that because that's your team, blah, blah, blah. Listen, that's what I'm going to say. If the stuff that happened to Carolina last season had happened to any team, let's say a Denver or New England, like New England, prime example, New England. If the things that happened to Carolina happened to New England would probably finished the same way. You know what I mean? They would probably finish the same exact way. Because, listen, if you ain't got no running backs, you ain't got no running backs. What can you do about it? If you ain't got no running backs healthy, you just ain't got no running backs. That's that. Ain't nothing you can really do about that, but go out there and bring some people up from the practice squad, give them some real simple plays to run because they don't have enough time to absorb the playbook, all this kind of crazy stuff. You ain't got no running backs, man. All your running backs are injured, okay? I don't know what y'all expect if the running backs are injured. You know what I mean? Star defensive players are suspended. Now, that ain't, Carolina's fault. That's the players' fault. But that's a different story. What it meant for Carolina is that they were not effective on the field. And because they were suspended or on the commissioner's exempt level, whatever the case may be, you know what I mean? They weren't playing. That bottom line, right? No Greg Hardy, no Frank Alexander. They weren't playing. They were suspended. They were gone. Boof. You can't, what can you do? You know what I mean? So, you were 17 sack team the year before with these guys, one of them having 10 sacks or something like that. I forgot what Greg Hart. I think he had like 10 or 12 sacks, something like that. He ain't on your team right now. He's sitting at home chilling, playing Madden. So you ain't going to have them 10 sacks. Your defense ain't going to be as ferocious as it was the year before. I'm just saying. I know a lot of people don't care about stuff like that, but this is what's going on, right? Fresh, new wide receiver core. Just about every wide receiver that we had on the roster the previous season was gone, okay? Right? And I'm saying, like, for me personally, and I said this during the Black and Blue podcast last season when this stuff was going on, I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal. But you know what? Listen, Kelvin Benjamin, as beast as he is, he's still a rookie, right? He was still a rookie. He still had a lot to learn. He couldn't carry the team by himself. Greg Olsen could only do so much. You bring in, the other guys, Brent Burson, and you know what? It was what it was. You know what I mean? And what I'm trying to say is, if all of these things, not to mention, Cam going into the beginning of the season with the ankle and then preseason with the ribs. So, it was a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? It was a lot of stuff. And then, the car accident later. If these things had happened to the New England Patriots, how many of y'all think that the New England Patriots would have been holding that Lombardi trophy a couple months ago? I, for one, think it wouldn't have went down like that. That is a lot of adversity to overcome. Now, I'm proud of Carolina for doing what they did. True, our division made it easy for us because everybody in the division sucked. And, but I don't think New Orleans had the same excuse, right? Was they running backs injured? I don't think so, right? Didn't they have the same wide receivers they had the year before? I believe they did, right? Same thing for Atlanta. Receivers that they didn't have the year before that were actually playing. You see what I'm saying? So they didn't have these same type of situations that we did, but yet and still they put the records up that they put up. And y'all the same ones who are going to try to tell me that y'all going to do better than Carolina in the division. Get out of here. No, y'all got the wrong one. It is crazy, right? So, I believe Carolina is really close. I believe in it so much that 2 years ago, me and my wife, we decided that Super Bowl 50 was the Super Bowl that we were going to. And the plans have been made. Super Bowl 50 is where I'm going to be. And it just so happens that's going to be the one the Carolina Panthers going to be playing in. So I've been feeling this way for like 2 years. So I feel like Carolina is really, really close. Barring any crazy things happening this season, like happened last season, which I don't think, because a lot of stuff happened last season. I think, if Carolina comes anything short of the Super Bowl, because I believe that, just like me, a lot of y'all Panther fans feel the same way. Anything short of the Super Bowl appearance, I ain't saying they got to win it. I'm just saying appearance. Anything short of a Super Bowl appearance this season, I think it would be a disappointment for all of us because we know what this team can do. We know what kind of trials and tribulations that this team can overcome. We ain't got none of that stuff we need to be worried about. Our defense is on point. The offense, that offense is going to show y'all something this year. And Cam just got paid, fully motivated. Anything short of a Super Bowl appearance, in my opinion, is going to be a disappointment, right? So the other thing is, why not sign him? Why not? Why wouldn't you sign him? That's a better question, right? Like you want him to go ahead and test him for what, right? Like what are your other options? What do you do if you don't give Cam $103.8 million? What do you do? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, Cam's contract coming up. I don't think he's worth $103.8 million. So what do you do at that point? I asked this question on Get With It Sports last night. I asked those guys. I'm sitting there with 4 guys who are not Panther fans who are asking me or trying to tell me, he ain't worth that much money in my opinion. You know what I mean? So I asked the guys, Raphael, I asked Mr. Controversy. I said, hey, listen, you the GM, you Dave Gettleman, right? Your star franchise quarterback's contract is up. You got him trying to, he's going to hit you for $14 million if you exercise this 5th-year option crap. What you gonna do? And he looking at me like he had nothing to say, because he understood at that point that this was the right thing to do. Not only was it the right thing to do, it was the only thing to do, right? And you had to make sure that it was $100+ million, or it wouldn't have worked. You know what I mean? And like I said earlier, and if Cam Newton had to solve some $76 or $80 million come in his face, he would have tossed it back at them, and then he would have tested that market, and then y'all would have saw that he is definitely worth the ink that the contract was printed on, because everybody would have been climbing all over themselves trying to sign him. And I'm just saying, that's what I feel, and that's what I firmly believe. So this whole he ain't worth $103 million, or why re-sign him? Y'all ain't never going to win no championship with him. Y'all ain't watching the same game I'm watching. I'm just throwing it out there. Y'all ain't watching the same games that I'm watching. Y'all ain't watching the same stuff that I'm watching at all. If y'all don't think Cam Newton is going to win a Super Bowl in the next 2 seasons, something is really, really wrong with you. You ain't really watching football. You just probably just watching your team and rooting for your team. You know what I mean? So listen, I'm all hyped up, right? I'm like, you know, I've been wanting to get this out for about 12 hours. So I'm saying, like, I'm about to blow, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, I'm trying to calm myself down. So what we're going to do is we're probably going to go and take a little bit of a break. And you know what I'm saying? Take a little break. When we come back, we'll talk about some other stuff that I got lined up for y'all and that kind of thing. So listen, let's go ahead and take a quick break real quick, and we'll be right back.
The boys are back. The dopest live NFL show on YouTube returns for season 2 of TeamBoydTV Live, featuring an all-star cast from TeamBoydTV, starring JB, Blast from Get With It Sports, and your host, Big Q, bringing you their flavor of that real barbershop-style NFL talk with a little comedy flair. It's TeamBoydTV Live, premiering live Wednesday, July 9th at 7:30 p.m. See youtube.com/TeamBoydTV Turbo or www.teamboydtv.com for details.
Hey sports fans, this is Get With It Sports, here to announce a new project that's in the making. A bunch of up-and-coming and popular sports video makers here on YouTube decided to get together and take sports talk to another level. The name of this group? Prime Sports Talk Coalition. This group consists of Get With It Sports, TeamBoydTV, Wake Up Is Football, Idiot Sports Talk, and 3-Point Conversion. Expect great conversations on current sports topics and the type of debate you're looking for. No holds barred with a friendly banter. So stay tuned to these channels to see Prime Sports Talk Coalition in full effect. Check us out and enjoy. Peace.
Get social with TeamBoydTV. Like our Facebook page and join us every Sunday during the regular season for the TeamBoydTV Facebook halftime show. You can also follow us on Twitter at TeamBoydTV and at VernieB73. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at TeamBoydTV Turbo for all of our live shows, podcasts, among other things. Be sure to check out our Google Plus page for real-time status update and overall community discussion. TeamBoydTV is also on Instagram, Spreaker, and iTunes. Once again, thank you for watching TeamBoydTV.
Point stance on the third down. Here comes the blitz. Newton puts it up. He's got a man, and he completes it. Steve Smith is going all the way. Touchdown, Carolina. 77 yards. Cam Newton's first touchdown pass of the NFL.
Knocked the football free, and if that happened, everyone was in trouble.
Newton running. Newton gets to the corner. Cam down the sideline. Cam Newton. Hesitation. Still on his feet. Cam Newton. Touchdown, Carolina. What a play.
The zone read for the quarterback. Look at that right there. Look at that gap that's created, and a nice block at the point of attack by Greg Olsen. Now watch downfield. Cam hesitates. Why? To set up that right there. The block by Steve Smith, number 89, working on the corner.
Touchdown. Protection for Newton. Going for it all. And the pass caught for the touchdown, Steve Smith. You can't ask Terrell Brown to do any more than he did, except get his hand on the ball. I mean, he's in good coverage, but a perfectly thrown pass by Cam Newton. Nate Ebner again in to bother Olsen off the line of scrimmage. Newton is chased, got away from Ninkovich, dancing, Gets away from Chandler Jones, setting up space. There goes Cam. Add to the highlight reel that one. Newton to midfield.
That might be the greatest play I've seen Cam Newton make in a long time. This is the National Football League, and he makes 4 New England Patriots miss.
Blitz coming. Newton gets around it. Pass is caught for the touchdown. Hickson. Malcolm Jenkins comes off the edge, and he gets no shot on Cam Newton, and he's completely unblocked. Cam Newton just brushes him aside as though he wasn't even there.
And welcome back to the Black and Blue Podcast. I'm your boy, Big Q. And I'm saying, I hope you guys have been enjoying the podcast thus far. I got my peoples over there on Meerkat. Hey, they holding me down. I want to give a shout out to Gary Grand 1959 for the retweets and hey, homeboy, I appreciate that. There's a couple other people that are watching the stream on Meerkat. Again, you guys, you can go over to youtube.com/TeamBoydTV Turbo. We're streaming live over there too if you want to see like the actual video. But hey, y'all are my Meerkat fam. Y'all can hang out over there and watch it on Meerkat, and it's great. I definitely appreciate that. Hey, listen, did that video get y'all hyped up? You know what I'm saying? So like that video, the reason why I put that video in there is because that video answered a few of the questions that I had wrote for people that people were asking those questions. Like the throw in the Saints game to Hickson, that was a super accurate pass. Those passes to Steve Smith, you know, and that's another thing. Everybody talk about how Cam like to overthrow balls and stuff like that, but Steve Smith caught all them touchdowns from Cam, and he was the shortest dude on the team. I don't know what y'all talking about. Again, like, y'all gotta watch this stuff, okay? Because I'm just saying, like, apparently y'all ain't watching the same stuff that we watching. You know, I don't know what y'all watching. I don't know. Y'all crazy. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? Stop it. Let me check the YouTube comments to see what's going on over there. Yeah, YouTube, y'all quiet, man. I'm saying, y'all letting Twitter outshine y'all. It's all good though. So what do we got? How we gonna finish the show up? So this is what I was thinking. Like I was thinking to myself, like this is why Carolina did what they did with this contract. This is like we talked about it for a second before the break. We talked about a few things like not want to break the team up and all that kind of stuff, right? But the bottom line, point blank, simple and plain, it's easy as I can put it, you know, without sounding too much like a homer. The dude is good. The dude is good at what he does. Bottom line, he is really kind of a unique, special type of player. We've seen people like, I don't know, Steve Young and what's his name, the Oilers quarterback who also wore number 1, Randall Cunningham, and we've seen Warren Moon, and we've seen Steve McNair and Michael Vick, and you know the list goes on. RG3, you know, the list goes on and on and on. Colin Kaepernick, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But what Cam Newton does with his size, with his build, with his speed, with his strength, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop it. Stop. Just stop. Y'all crazy. You know, y'all will never win with him. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said earlier in the podcast, being drafted number 1 overall pretty much guarantees you a rough first couple years. You know, you go into the worst team in the NFL. You are going to be on a team that's going to be rebuilding. So it's going to be rough for you. Your stats are going to look a little crazy, so on and so forth. Now, you look at somebody like, you know, everybody loves trying to compare Cam Newton to Andy Dalton, which, you know, Andy Dalton got drafted, first of all, you know, in the same draft class as Cam. So we know he didn't get drafted like super high. And he also came into a team that was pretty good. And for them not to be done won a Super Bowl by now, it baffles me. So, you know, you can't say it's Marvin Lewis's coaching. You can't say it's Cincinnati Bengals defense. You can't say their wide receivers are a joke. You can't say that because they all pretty damn good. But yet and still, they put all this faith and they put all their belief in Andy Dalton, re-signed him, so on and so forth. And y'all want to compare that clown to Cam Newton. Y'all crazy. You know what I'm saying? Y'all crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, It's crazy. And then, there's Cam's numbers, which I had a list of them. And like I said, I was going to go and break them all down. I'm going to leave that to my boys like Pat Coltrane and T Money and, and Main Attraction Montana to go through that crazy list. Oh, and my boy Panther Nasty, they like that kind of stuff. Anthony Dunn and all them, all these crazy records and numbers that this dude puts up that nobody wants to pay attention to. But the numbers are there. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody else really putting up crazy numbers like that. He's a special breed. Like I mentioned this a few minutes ago, he's a once-in-a-lifetime player and athlete because of the fact that nobody else in the NFL can do what Cam Newton does as well as Cam Newton does it. Now, I know what y'all going to say. Y'all going to point to me to this tattooed, Muppet-looking, 2-cent, swagger jacking, jock riding Cam Newton wannabe that's out there in San Francisco, right? That's what y'all going to say. But you look at Colin Kaepernick and you look at Cam Newton, and I'm telling you, dude, other than just like their size and their build, which I still think Cam is built a little bit more solid than his, ain't no comparison. And I love when 49ers fans, and with all due respect, because I like 49ers fans, they're cool. But they always talk about, how they think that would take Colin Kaepernick over Cam Newton. And I'm like, you can't be serious, right? And they always say the same thing. Well, Colin Kaepernick played in this Super Bowl. How many Super Bowls have Cam Newton played in? And I'm thinking to myself, and I don't want to get myself all riled up on this Colin Kaepernick thing, because this ain't about Colin Kaepernick. This is about Cam Newton. But I'm trying to tell y'all, and I ain't going to say it no more. Colin Kaepernick came into that season. At the middle of the season, he didn't play but 8 games. He came into a squad that was stout all around. Tight ends were awesome. Wide receivers were awesome. Running back still awesome, right? Defense spectacular. He didn't really have to do much. You know what I mean? And that kind of, Super Bowl kind of told that whole story. So, I ain't going to talk about Colin Kaepernick because y'all get me mad when y'all try to throw Colin Kaepernick in my face. Y'all know how I feel about that. So stop doing that too, right? So in my opinion, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's I think we in a good position to do what it is that we set out to do a couple years ago when we drafted this guy. We said that they committed to Cam Newton when they said, listen, we're going to get you some people. We're going to build a defense around you first. They did that. Now we're going to get some offensive weapons around you. We're going to get some people that's going to be here for a little while. We're going to build this team up through the draft, which is the most effective way to win championships. I'm telling you, like, this whole free agency nonsense, it ain't never. You ain't gonna win like that. I can't really think of a team outside of the New England Patriots who has won Super Bowls because they went and spent a whole lot of money. I'm just trying to think who done that. I can't think of nobody who done that. It was teams that drafted well and grew their talent from within. Those are the ones that win Super Bowls, man. You know what I mean? And I think Denver showed the world that. You know what I mean? They brought in all these free agents and stuff. They show up to the Super Bowl and get smacked. You know what I mean? Because you can't win like that. I'm just saying it's a proven fact. And if y'all clamoring and hanging around thinking that you're gonna wait on some high profile dude to come running up in Carolina, I don't think so. Our general manager, you can say what you want to say about him. He got a nose for talent. He know where to find it at, and he will find it. And that's how we're gonna build a squad. And I think what we got ready to go right now. Woo, it is going to shock the NFL. I'm telling you, and I'm saying this early. It is really early. Like training camp ain't even started yet. We only seen a few flashes of folk. Hey, Mr. P-Town. I'm just saying. Hey, listen, P-Town. Hey, your boy. I ain't talking about Kaepernick. I told you I ain't gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do it. Hey, but shout out to you for watching the show, man. I definitely appreciate it. Like I said, 49er fans are cool. The quarterback, I just can't get with him. But you made me lose my train of thought. Oh yeah, because Carolina is gonna shock everybody. Like we ain't seen nothing. Like y'all thought y'all saw a little stuff from Funches and from some people, and these like Stephen Hill and all these dudes out there in training camp and stuff. Yeah, wait till the season start, dude. I'm just saying, and I'm not gonna sit up here and say I think that Carolina's gonna run around and be 19-0 and all that nonsense. That's crazy. I'm just saying, first and foremost, to the NFC South, right? To the NFC South. Let me take a minute of my time because I love talking junk to y'all because you guys are delusional, right? Listen, for the NFC South, if y'all think y'all gonna ever see that NFC South championship title ever again, as long as Carolina suits up in that black and blue, you're crazy. As long as this dude is wearing that uniform, y'all never gonna see that again, ever. Forget about it. It's over. You know what I mean? The other thing is ATL. Look, y'all. Look. I talked a lot of junk. I've been talking junk to y'all for 3 years straight. Y'all ain't ready for Carolina. Y'all ain't ready for this because Carolina comes down to Atlanta and Cam acts a complete monkey every time he come home down there and show out for his fans, not your fans, but his fans. The dude is damn near unstoppable in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Like he just diving over the crowd, like in on the 1 yard line, and oh my God, they cannot catch this dude. They can't put hands on him. When he goes to Atlanta, he makes them look ridiculous. You know what? And I'm gonna tell you why I love that is because when they had Michael Vick used to do the same exact thing to us. So this is like payback, and I love watching Carolina go down to Atlanta. They go down to Atlanta and just put that foot all. Cam acts crazy. He goes nuts in Atlanta. Every single look, y'all might sneak a win in here in Charlotte, but if Cam goes to Atlanta, go ahead and put an L up there. You know what I mean? Go ahead and put an L up there, and you trust and believe ain't nobody gonna touch him. Ain't nobody gonna touch him. Period. You know what I'm saying? So that's always funny for me. I love that. You know what I'm saying? Like I absolutely love watching the Carolina Panthers go down to Atlanta. It's a beautiful thing. New Orleans, Lord, New Orleans. Listen, New Orleans plays. I ain't gonna talk too much junk to y'all. But I gotta tell you this right here, and I'm gonna say this because I heard or saw it on Twitter somewhere, and I was thinking the same thing. I was like, listen, man, New Orleans Saints fans talk so much junk because they won one Super Bowl and they've been in the league for like 50 million years, right? And they fail to realize that their team sucked ass for damn near 20 years, 20, 30 some odd years. And they won one Super Bowl, and now they want to say, oh, we own this NFC. Man, y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. Cam Newton, makes them look foolish out there too. And he likes to throw darts at the New Orleans Saints. Like he been beating them with these super low diving catches in the end zone. We saw one from Hickson last year. We just talked about that. Greg Olsen had one like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm just saying, man. Like I said, y'all might get us here in Charlotte. I doubt it's gonna happen this year, but y'all might do that. When we go to y'all crib is a whole different story because there, a lot of y'all NFC South teams ain't road teams, and that's just the bottom line on that. What else? Like Tampa Bay. Look, can I say anything about Tampa Bay? Listen, Cam didn't even play against Tampa Bay last year. So them Tampa Bay dudes, y'all listen. Tampa, stop. Y'all shouldn't even be. Look, y'all shouldn't even be talking, right? And unlike New Orleans, I will respect. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers for their Super Bowl win because they earned it the right way. They got it the right way. They had the nice defense. They did it the right way. But so that was a long time ago, and y'all talk. Look, I wish I seen some Tampa Bay fans. And I haven't. So I'm gonna say that I haven't seen a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan say much about Cam. But I want them to. I want them to because Cam didn't even have to play against y'all last year, and y'all still got swept. Y'all still got swept. Shut up, Tampa. Shut it on up. Shut it on up. And for the rest, for everybody else in the NFC, listen, man, y'all don't take us like we got the NFC East this year, right? And everybody talking about the Dallas Cowboys and talking about what the Dallas Cowboys did last year. I am excited for this Thanksgiving Day game. I'm excited about it because somebody tweeted some ridiculous Cam Newton's primetime game record and all this kind of stuff and how everybody know Carolina don't really do all that well in prime time. But you know what? This one's gonna be different. We've been playing the Giants a couple times and they already know what it is. You know what I mean? Like I was present and watched Cam Newton just beat the brakes off the New York Giants. I ain't saying I ain't worrying about them. I'm just saying, that was funny. Eagles, we got some business to handle with y'all. Straight up, we do. And that's real, right? So this is going to be fun. And all I'm saying is, like, I feel good. And for all the ones who don't feel good about the Cam Newton signing, man, hey, listen, man, you can go kick rocks because don't nobody care. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is our guy. And any time that the spotlight is on Carolina, just like, the season before last when they was on that crazy run where they won 10 games in a row, 12 games in a row, whatever it was, and everybody hated that all everybody wanted to talk about on TV and on the internet and on the news and everything was the Carolina Panthers and this miraculous run that was going on and how crazy, Steve Smith and Greg Hardy and all them was. You know what I mean? And so, y'all don't like it when it's not about you. When it's not about you, and Colin Kaepernick and punk ass Drew Brees or Matt Ryan or whoever they got lining up at quarterback in Tampa, y'all get upset. You know what I'm saying? Don't be upset, man. Listen, y'all had y'all's time to be good, and y'all were good when y'all were good. That time is over, right? Every team eventually is going to win a championship. It is just Carolina's time is right now, and that's what we all need to kind of. We might as well just kind of get used to that, because that's what it is, right? So listen, you got some teams that, the Patriots, the Steelers, the Cowboys, who ain't done it in a very long time, but the Cowboys, the Niners, who ain't done it in a very long time, but you got the Niners who won multiple, and that's awesome and it's great. But every team eventually is going to win a Super Bowl, and I'm gonna say this one last time. This time it's our turn, and that's that. You know what I'm saying? Listen. You people on Meerkat, y'all guys have been fantastic. I appreciate you guys for popping your phones out and listening to me go on and on about my favorite football team and my boy, Cam Newton. I appreciate you guys showing up. And listen, if you guys who are in the Meerkat, if you're not following me on Twitter, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. Go ahead and give that little Meerkat a nice little like and retweet. I definitely appreciate it. The people who are watching me on YouTube, man, you guys are awesome. You guys always show up for me. Even the ones, that thing is blurry. Come on, get focused. Yeah, the ones who are not Panthers fan, Mr. P Town, usually Seahawks Brazino or Seahawks 8686886, whatever his man's name is. They usually show up for the Black and Blue podcast, and I appreciate that too. I really don't have hate for those teams. I just have a lot of hate for the NFC South teams, but I definitely appreciate you guys checking me out. And it's because it's cool, and it's all love. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely all love. Except if you're a Saints or Bucks or Falcons fan. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? Sorry. Again, you guys can subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, man. Go ahead. If you're watching it on YouTube, go ahead and press like for me. Share it with people. If you guys thought the podcast was awesome and y'all want to see more like it, man, you can do that easily by going and check me out on a Patreon page. That's patreon.com/TeamBoydTV. Also, you can click on the little fan funding button on the YouTube main channel. Also, it's in the little button right above the video here on the top right-hand corner. You guys have been amazing, and y'all give me a chance to come on here and vent, and I definitely appreciate it. You guys cool, man. I love doing this for y'all, and it's only, y'all think I'm talking junk now. Wait till the season start, and then everything that I've been saying over the past 3 months start kind of coming to fruition. I'm gonna be very, very hard to handle, and that kind of thing. Listen, I want to thank all you guys, people on Meerkat, people on YouTube, people on Facebook, people on Twitter, everywhere. I want to thank y'all guys for joining me on the Black and Blue podcast. I'm your boy Big Q, and I am out of here. Y'all take it easy. Peace.
The Black and Blue Podcast.